Good morning. I'm Arwen. I'm the professional joy seeker. I also like to call myself the Tarot Hawk. I love Sparrowhawks. Um, and I am going to be talking about one of my own decks. So, I'm not really going to be reviewing it, right? Because I already love it. So, I don't want to. Yeah. Anyway, this is the Elle Qui. I just put it out, now I can't find it. The Elle Qui Oracle. Elle Qui is she who. Little backstory. I've been going to retreats with Joanna Powell Colbert. She did the Gaian Tarot and the Herb Crafters Tarot, and we are friends. And oh gosh, 5 years ago, maybe six. I have to look it up. I gave myself a birthday present. I bought myself a berth in one of her retreats. Almost didn't go because I'm super introverted in public, and this stuff, no, because this stuff, my Aquarius rising goes, oh. Oh, good morning, everybody. I can actually see the chat. How awesome. Dravik, how is Swagger? Dravik's little dog had a emergency surgery, y'all, so send all good energy to Miss Swaggers. Kelly's here and Lisa's here. Thorn, sorry, baby. I'm probably not going to be yelling out names because, again, romper room. But back to the story. So I almost didn't go because I get weirded out by going to new things. But a good friend of mine, Aileen, messaged me and said, "Why are you on this list?" Because it was a closed list. Oh my God. I'll try not to do that anymore. But for just the people at the retreat so that we can meet each other in the Facebook group and kind of get to know one another a little bit and get some information. And she and I were and are really good friends and have been friends since, gosh, almost 20 years, I think, Aileen. I don't know. So that really helped me. So I went, and one of the projects we did was, let me see if one of them is close. And no. But we created spirit dolls. And this was something she learned from Lynn Belisle, who I actually got to meet later down the road. And we named our spirit dolls, and they began with She Who. And it's in honor of She Who Watches, which is, I don't remember which tribe. It's a Pacific Northwest Aboriginal tribe deity or goddess, and it's a She Who Watches. So we all named She Who. Um, so I asked Joanna when I got this deck, when I got this beautiful, beautiful artwork, I asked Joanna if she minded if we used the She Who naming sequence. She said that was fine. She was very happy for it. And because Melanie is French, she's Parisian, I believe, or she lives in Paris, we decided on Elle Qui, and that's She Who. So this is the Elle Qui Oracle by Melanie Delon and Arwen Lynch-Poe. Nice box. Thank you, USGames. And look at this beautiful, beautiful box design. Woohoo! Little gilding on the edges. There. And there. And this is actually one of the very first images. They send me sample images to see if I can write it at. And this was one of the first ones. Here's the back. And yeah, it's kind of hard to read. But I'm going to show you the cards, and then I'm going to pull some cards for books. So, and oh, I'm so glad. Dragon is Dravik's lab mix, who's a huge puppy, and Swaggers is like a little chichi chihuahua. So let's get started. First, let's look at the backs. And that's just beautiful. I'd hang that picture on my wall, man. I love that imagery. So this is Abanoloka. Now, let me say about the naming. I tried my best to get a very diverse group of names. I have already been told that this particular card that the name I chose was Zulu, but the person in this card is not where she's wearing a different type of armor. So I apologize for any name misses. They're not US Games. They're not Melanie. They're all me. So, oh, she's going to do it again. Come on, little thing. There. And there's some stuff on the cards because I just pulled them out, and sometimes they get a little extra. She who battles, justice, fierce, commitment. Eterna, metamorphose, transcend, and journey. She who becomes. Okay. Y'all, the detail in this, look at her hair. And I just love this extra touch that mirrors the box. Amelie, curiosity, destiny, and search. She who questions. Audaz, she who resists. Fearless, justified, resistant. Now, as we're looking at these cards, remember that I wrote them and turned this in a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago. So some of these names came from political stuff. Some of them didn't. One of them in particular was not named for the political figure that the name mirrors, but the card's perfect. So thank you, universe. Alice, wish, desires, and hope. She who grants wishes. And if you've seen the Divine Circus Oracle, which has different artists in it, I believe that's Alana Fairchild's, you'll see some of these. Melanie was in that deck. Blanche, light, serenity, and beacon. She who brings light. Blue, fragile, secret love, rejection. She who loved once. When I was doing these cards, I did want to have ups and downs. I wanted to have good and bad, positive and negative. Brice or Brise, surprise, discovery, revelation. She who surprises. And my hope was that these cards would offer us meditative journeys, right? To kind of see where we were. Now, they did have to change some names, and this one was called the Shemi, but some of them were very difficult to kind of render. So, this is Carly, liberation, unrestrained, and freedom. She who frees. Now, this is one of my favorite authors is a Carly Phillips. So, and her books are fabulous. So, you cast that chain off. She who frees, and she has to free herself first, and then she can free the rest. Colette, she who nurtures empathy, gentleness, and insight. Look at those eyes. Hello, Ikali. And whoever else I miss. Elaine, Lady Blind Wolf. I think I missed some others. I'm sorry. Consia, secrets, confessions, and confidant. She who whispers. Don't forget to say hello to people when they come in, y'all. Mind your manners. Desiree, Yearn, longing, pine for. She who yearns. I love the harp. Eclat or éclat, battle, victory, bitterness. She who regrets. For the skulls there. Elixir, remorse, guilt, and forgiveness. She who forgives. Enid, fear, wariness, trust. She who doubts. And there was a very specific reason I did this. Look at that scar on her face. She's just pulling that veil back to reveal her face. She's just beginning to trust. We've all had scars, we've all had whaps upside the head. So she really spoke to me. Estefania, total ego moment. I love Estefania, which is my given name is Stephanie. Arwen is my middle name, which what I go by. But Estefania is, yeah, total. But it turns out to be she who surrenders, chains, bondage, release. Look at the three waterfalls here in the background. The stains. And look right there. Yeah? Atriante. Atriante. My French is shitty, y'all. Sometimes my English is too. Swathe, embrace, self care. She who enfolds. Sometimes we forget to take moments for ourselves. Futura, future, choice, and judgment. She who divines. Had to have a reader card in there, didn't we? Look at the detail in her necklace. It's like a Carrie Paris special with all those charms. Geneva, knowing, ambition, confidence. She who radiates. No, Kel, I was just asking people to make sure we said hi to everybody as they came in. That's a thing. This is one of the names they renamed. Her original name was Tisavera, and I was sad about this name change. But it's part of being a professional. They're going to change stuff to make it better for the public. This is Hannah, understanding, witness, and compassion. She who listens. And the name had given her was a Slavic, no, a Russian name. Sorry, I guess Russia is Slavic. KK is here. Elaine, you're so bad. Iris, transformation, change, enchantment. She who changes. Look at this face. Look at this. The attention to detail. Woohoo! And because she is a snake, that had a lot to do with my transformation on this one. because snakes are transformative magic for me. I love them. So, yeah, Mercury retrograde, Kelly just said, weird, YouTube just made me sign back in the middle of this and wouldn't let me type. Isra, escape, dreams, and fantasies. She who dreams. Wings. Jenna, stillness, purity, and quiet. Jenna's a rename, I'm pretty sure. That one doesn't sound the same to me, but that's okay. She who calms. I love her in her wintry whiteness. And look at this. And I do giggle because it looks like the owl's fixing to come in and land on top of that headdress. Jocelyn, perspective, defiant, persistent. She who persists. Look at that gaze, y'all. Makita, observe, perceive, scrutinize. She who sees. Excuse me. And if you'll notice, these cards are ethnically diverse. Maybe not as ethnically diverse as we want, but there is diversity in it. It's not gender diverse. This is totally women. Kamala. 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 Kamala Harris was not on my radar. Not even. And I named this card Enlightenment, Mindfulness, Rise Up. She who emerges. Oh, may it be so. Elaine's Telly, unfreeze, unfreeze. Yeah, the Kamala card was Manara. Patience, waiting, determination. She who waits. Patience has brought her this little friend. Manatili. Manatili. Powerful, devotion, true worth. She who remains. Maputla. New path, guide, reversal. New path, guide, reversal. If anybody knows how to actually pronounce some of these things that I'm butchering, let me know. She who guides. Yeah, I'd wear that. I love this little guy. Look here, little tiny bells. Mora. Ponder, delay, confidence. She who hesitates. Those of you who follow me on Facebook will remember when I asked for some help with a card about hesitation. Or this is the card everybody came in, and she who hesitates is the one that really resonated with me. But what you really need to look at is her shadow. You see her shadow playing the violin? Mm-hmm. And those of you who have this deck, I would so appreciate it, and Melanie would. And if you go leave a review on Goodreads, Barnes & Noble, Amazon, anywhere, It help, particularly Amazon. It helps the algorithm go up once you get like 15 readings, 15 reviews, 50. It goes. You get moved into a higher thing, and more people see. Nemesis, revenge, outcomes, justice. She who avenges. I believe that's Deadly Nightshade down there, but I'm not positive. Orchid, flourish, prosper, blossom. She who thrives. Pearl, empower, uplift, elevate. She who rises up. The girl with the phoenix tattoo. Hopefully this is still going. I'm not seeing. Oh, there's some chatting. Okay, sorry. Perpetua, sadness, solitude, silent withdrawal. I thought I'd made all of them only 3 words. Apparently got a little ambitious on some. Perpetua, she who aches. They are gorgeous cards. Primavera. I screwed myself on this one. I can't not look at this one and think Primavera pasta. So, launch, actualize, potential. She who begins. Renai, or Renee, I call her Renai. Love, hope, relationships. She who hopes. No, Elaine, my mother made pasta puttanesca, pasta of the madam. And if you know the story behind it, it's a great story, but God, I love that dish. Regina, leadership, provocation, and power. She who instigates. This is the name of my sister. My sister and I've had a very interesting relationship over the years. We're very close. We weren't always super close because, sibling rivalry. But I had to name a card after her. It just seemed right to do. Sauvage, untamed, wild, mysterious. She who is wild. Shala. And this one is the one that's from Divine Circus Oracle, I'm pretty sure. Creativity, originality, spontaneity. She who creates. I can make music. I can cut a bitch. Whatever it takes. Tiraz. Now. Awareness. Acceptance. She who is present. And she who is on the cover. Valencia. Resolute. Implacable. Determined. She who stands. Here's another shoulder piece like in Avanalaka. Valaris. Dare, do, reach. She who flies. Yelena. Wisdom, clarity, resolution. Her eyes really get me. And last but not least, Zenith. Formulate, strategize, devise. She who prepares. So, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna pull cards. Let's do it for 5 people. That's kind of what I have time for. And if you've had a reading from me, kind of hold off. We've got some new folk in, and let's see if maybe one of them wants a card pull. Yeah, they're not passive beauties. Now, they are all fairly thin. There's not a lot of body difference. There is some racial difference, which I really appreciate. And they are mostly active, looking at you, inspiring you, encouraging you, and sometimes daring you. Um, so, what we're going to do, I've got a couple of mods in here. Moderators, keep an eye out for me. I'm going to do 5. And what you need to do is just type the word reading in all capital letters if possible and go. Okay, got 3. Mystic Maven. Welcome, Mystic Maven. Elaine Haygood and Lady Blind Wolf so far. Now, I think those may be the first, the only new folk in, and welcome, welcome, welcome. Um, but we'll see. So we'll just do you 3 for now, and then we'll kind of hang out. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to read the book description so that you can see what you would be getting from the book. Okay? So the first one is for Mystic Maven. And the question I'm going to ask is, what does Mystic Maven need to know right now? That when I'm doing these mini readings, that's where I start, and we'll go from there. So, what does Mystic Maven need to know right now? And let's see who comes up. Ah, she who stands, Valencia. Resolute, implacable, determined. So let's see what the book has to say about this. Oh, Mystic Maven, I'm sorry, sweetie. I should have been clear up front. I ask a specific question for each person rather than having y'all give me questions. It's just easier for me to do it like that. Valencia? Valencia, she who stands, embodies the spirit of resoluteness. Her hair is tied back, revealing the determination in her face. Her bloodied sword rests in her hands. She is not holding it to defend herself. Instead, she clutches it to support herself after a hard won fight. Part of her would like to run, but the stronger part insists she hold her ground. The fierce tusked skull on her right shoulder reminds her it is wiser to fortify her position. For now, Valencia holds her place. Those who would call her implacable would not be wrong. The message of this card Miss Mystic Maven, is to stand your ground. The thing you've been working so hard to obtain will be in your possession soon. Do not give in to the urge to give up. Let this card serve as a reminder of your own resolution. Acknowledge where you've been. Look at where you are now. Tie your hair back, roll up your sleeves. Now you must prove you have earned this spot. You will not be put aside easily. This moment will determine your own strength of will. Do not waver. Look them in the eye, hold their gaze, show them your implacable stance. And I give three questions for you to journal about, meditate on, work with, however you want to. How do I underestimate myself? How can I best fortify my current position? In what ways am I resolute? Now, right, Miss Elaine says Mystic Maven is slaying her competition, and I think that that actually may be. When you said you were looking for career, I think the deck may have, or the universe may have told the cards, give her something about career. Hold your ground, babe. You've worked for it. You earned it. You deserve it. Okay? Hold your ground. And Miss Elaine, hey Elaine, I can't believe you've never had a reading, girl. I'm so sorry. You have been a constant here. Yeah. Who hits Arwen? What does Elaine Haygood need to know right now? What does Elaine need to know right now? I'm still looking for one more person to say reading. If you would like a reading, feel free. It is, at this point, anybody can do it. What does Elaine Haygood need to know right now? Let's see what you get. I believe you got Kamala. She who emerges, Moon's crone. Good, there's another new person. Enlightenment, mindfulness, rise up. She who emerges. You got Kamala. You got me, now vote for me. The joyful warrior. Okay, Elaine, let's see what Kamala says. Kamala, she who emerges, is the physical embodiment of the lotus. With her feet sunk firmly into the mud, she rises up clean and pure. From her hands, the lotus blossom tumbles back into the muck, where it will regenerate once again. Kamala's gaze is on the flower held aloft in her hands. In the lesson of mindfulness, we learn to give our complete focus to one thing at a time. Her enlightenment comes when Kamala realizes that, like the lotus in her hand, she too will eventually return to the womb of the earth. Living a thoughtful life takes the full engagement of self. The message of this card is to become present. The future and the past are neither here nor there. Imagine yourself, Elaine, to be a sacred lotus rising from the mud. Know the value of your growth as you emerge into the person you are meant to be. Worrying about what is to come withers you. Regret over what has been diminishes you. Open to being born into this moment. Follow a deep breath into your body. Feel how the air permeates your being. Enlightenment comes as you become known to this present moment. Your questions, Elaine, are: how do I feel right now? What is the value to me of being present? How can I cultivate more mindfulness? So, hope that helps you, darling. Lady Blind Wolf, you were next. What does Lady Blind Wolf need to know right now? Y'all should also check out everybody's channels who's in here who has channels like Lady Blind Wolf, Ikali, Sunflower. I don't know if she's still here. She may have bopped in, bopped out, and just said hello. I haven't heard from her again. Oh, thank you, Kelly. Kajal Moon, Kelly, is one of my mods, so she kind of keeps me in line. So, Lady Blind Wolf is 3, Dropic is 4, and Moon Crone's Cottage is 5. Lady Blind Wolf. What does Lady Blind Wolf need to know right now? Uh-oh. Now, Lady Blind Wolf, you got Kamala as well. Enlightenment, mindfulness, and rise up. She who emerges. Interesting that Kamala shows up so much right now. I'm just going to read you the questions because since I just read the description, Lady Blind Wolf, the questions to ask yourself are: how do I feel right now? What is the value to me of being present? How can I cultivate more mindfulness? Okay, so Lady Blind Wolf and Elaine, y'all need to be friends. Okay. Um, Dravik, my baby boy. Well, okay, not a baby, but Dravik is one of my dear, dear people, and I call him brother. So, and y'all know I don't use that word lightly. So let's see what Dravik gets. What does Dravik need to know right now? I'm going to have to do it, Vic. I can't. What does Vic need to know right now? What is the message for Vic now? Woohoo! Manara. Patience, waiting, determination. She who waits. Let me get Manara up here. Manara, she who waits, sits in a bower of leaves and flowers. So long did she pause there, the very flora has made its home in her hair. Because she knew the value of waiting, the ethereal glowing butterfly finally came to her. She made room for her dream by letting go of all else. What you want, you too can have. However, Minara will not give you the winged gift. The gift she offers is the lesson of patience. Your choice is before you now. Can you commit to the time it may take to get what you so want? I'm giving a dramatic pause here because I know Vic really well, y'all, like in person. And are you willing to put in the time, buddy? The message of this card is you may face challenges in going after the things you want above all others. If it were easy, the actual attainment would be diminished. Honor the path set in front of you. Be ready to stretch yourself because chasing this elusive desire will not be a walk in the park, more like a hike through exacting and arduous forest trails. This is not a test of physical ability, but about your level of determination. You can always say no, but keep in mind that you may not get this particular chance again. Stop and evaluate your commitment to your desire. Your questions, my darling friend. What can I set aside to make room for my dreams? What do I want the most? How long am I willing to wait? Vic says, "Yeah, I really have a choice with you peering over my shoulder." Right? So, how many readings have I done? I know I've got Moonstone Cottage to go. Is that 5, y'all? Sorry. Okay. Moonstone Cottage. What a beautiful channel name. I'm going to have to come and check you out. Um, and Kelly's renaming you. She'll correct herself. Moonscrone. What does Moonscrone's Cottage? What does Mooncrone need to know right now? What is the message for Mooncrone? Uh-oh. That's Valaris. Dare, do, reach. She who flies, she who flies, she who flies. And let's read Valar. I opened it right to Valaris. Valaris, she who flies, locks eyes with you. Lock eyes. Everybody look at her. And you know they are the windows to your soul. What do your eyes tell you when you peer into a mirror? Our lovely wild woman holds you in her gaze, challenging you to ponder your own animal self might challenge you to ponder what your own animal self might answer. She is the feminine spirit of Icarus, who dared to fly so close to the sun. The bird skull represents the thought of going too high. It serves as a reminder of what can happen. But the feathers point out the wild soul's call to fly. The message of this card is don't hide from your dreams, seeker. Do give in to crazy flights of fancy. Spread your wings as wide as you dare, but also listen to the advice of those who have also dreamed, also flown, and survived the fall. Remember, many great things have come about because of those who dreamed but failed. Your failures propel you forward toward your successes. Now launch yourself, dreamer. Spread your big, wonderful heart, Moon's Crone, so your soul can take flight. Don't fear the fall, embrace the flight. Here are your questions. What is my loftiest dream? What is the worst thing that could happen if I went after my dream? What is the best thing that could happen if I went after my dream? So, hey, Amanda. Thank you. And thanks, guys, for coming in. I hope that you'll share this and let others know about it. Again, please, if you get this deck, please leave a review, an honest one. That's the best kind of review. I'm not asking for y'all to go out there and blow smoke up my skirt. It tickles. But this is Elle Qui Oracle. This is the book. I really didn't show y'all the book, did I? It's a fairly good sized little guidebook. We don't call these little white books because it's not a little white book, right? The dedication. Oh, Melanie didn't put one in. She may not have gotten a chance. Mine says, Arwen thanks her husband for his support and help with this project. She thanks her sister for lending her name to She Who Instigates. To her tribe, she sends love for their impromptu brainstorming on She Who Hesitates. Of course, thanks go to the amazing folks at USGames, especially Lynn Arroyo, because Lynn is my boss, my friend, my coworker. She's an amazing human being. I love you guys. I want you to understand this. If nobody says this to you today, I will. I love you, whether we've met or not. Upcoming, Tarot of the Golden Wheel, Universal Weight in a 10. I'm so excited. Roger Van Oaks or Arcs, Ask the Wise Fool. This deck is really fun. Mystic Sisters, woohoo! The Urban Tarot by Robin Scott. And I really wanted this one, and they don't typically send out decks they distribute for review. And this is a distributed, but they gave it to me. Oh, Enchanted Blossoms. This one, y'all, is so cute. Oh, maybe I should hold it up. Right, Kay? Kay actually knows my sister. Kay and I have been friends since we were like 16 years old. So and Kay, was Regina your little sis? No. I don't remember. But we were in a high school sorority together, a whole bunch of stuff. But this deck, let me see if I can. Look at this, little butterfly dragons. Oh, that's right. Lori was yours. I remember. Sorry. Talking about stuff nobody else knows about. Oh. Thank you for being here. Seek joy, y'all, and pass it on. Bye.